This is ITV News at 10 with Mark Austin and Julie Etchingham.
Good evening. Britain is preparing to go into battle with Spain, a legal battle over Gibraltar. In an escalation of the row over Spanish border checks, Downing Street said it would appeal to the European Union. By coincidence, a small Royal Navy flotilla is heading towards Gibraltar on pre-planned manoeuvres. Our Europe editor James Mates reports on the rise in tension.
The helicopter carrier HMS Illustrious leaves Portsmouth this morning, heading for the Mediterranean. A deployment planned long before this current spat over Gibraltar, but at least one Royal Navy vessel will soon be docking in the colony. However routine, symbols of Britain's continuing commitment are important. Gibraltarians trying to cross back and forth into Spain have endured another trying weekend of long queues at the border, prompting London now to threaten legal action against Spain at what it considers a breach of European rules on free movement. The flag flying over the rock may be looking a little tattered these days, but Britain insists its legal claims are as impeccable as ever. This is the Treaty of Utrecht here in the British Library, signed exactly 300 years ago. It brought an end to the War of the Spanish Succession and gave Britain its claim to Gibraltar. Here it says that the town, the port and the castle of Gibraltar is to be enjoyed by Britain forever without any exception or impediment whatsoever. Now there's some debate how relevant a treaty as old as this should be to the modern world, but if this ends up in the courts, this is a legal document. But the waters, say Spain, were not included, which is why they've objected so strongly to the building of an artificial reef. They say that is to thwart Spanish fishermen. Spain's Foreign Minister José García Margallo is not retreating 1 inch, now threatening to join Argentina in an appeal to the UN. That's a possibility, he said. The other is an appeal to the International Court in The Hague. An intransigence that is making the locals fear this diplomatic spat won't be ending soon.
They see that this is a Spanish government that is in real trouble, not just economic problems, but the whole sort of corruption cases that have reached the very top of the Spanish government, and therefore it is the actions of a government in decline, and therefore may go on longer than if it was just a normal government trying to sort of barter for some kind of dialogue or some new way forward.
So threats and counter-threats between two supposed EU and NATO allies, with the prospect that for the first time international judges will be ruling on this 300-year-old dispute. But at least the parties seem to want a resolution in the courts rather than something much worse.
So, James, is there a way this could be resolved in the courts?
Well, I think if London is hoping that it can speak to someone in Brussels and have Spain told to stop doing it, it's going to be very disappointed. The first thing that the European Commission is going to do is send monitors down there, but not till September, October. And even assuming there's disruption when they're around, they would then have to report back to Brussels for it then to be referred to the court. And the European Court could take an enormously long time to actually sort this out. All complicated, of course, by the fact that it is legal for Spain to put these border checks in place, and they do have a genuine problem. Alcohol, tobacco, much cheaper in Gibraltar. A lot of it is smuggled into Spain, where it's sold in the local market, and that, of course, costs the Spanish government a lot of money, so in lost taxation. So they do have the right to do this. The important thing is whether or not it's proportionate and whether they're doing it deliberately. But look, even if, down the line, Spain gets told they've got to stop doing this, they will have proved their point, and that is that they may not be able to get the rock back, but if London or Gibraltar do things they don't like, they can make life very difficult.
All right, James, thank you very much.